Host Josh Blake. Wait, sorry. Hola Galeras, how are you? I'm your host Josh Blake. We simulcast, you know. This is the show Painter's Breakfast. I'm your host Josh Blake, as I've said 3 times now. How are you? How's your breakfast? How was your week? How is everything? Alec and I yesterday went to the DC Sakura festival, and it was just this really beautiful, like Japanese culture fest, basically in DC. So I got this guy, and it was just fun. It was great. Yes, these are from Lunar New Year, by the way, but I thought they kind of looked nice beside the poster for the show. And yeah, so I put them up. I know they're not the same. I'm aware. I also got this guy. He's ridiculous. I got him mostly to mess with the cats. They don't really care about him. Mochi punched him over. Tom hung out with him. Literally, like, hung out with him. So that was kind of funny. Today, I'm having a chai latte, iced chai latte, salmon toast, all from Bevco in Takoma Park. It's really great, actually. There's amazing food. It's a long time staple food for the show and for myself. Yeah, I cut it up ahead of time. Typically, like we try to cut it on the show, but it's the plastic corks kind of make it a little difficult. So it is what it is. But but yeah, life is good. How are you? Good morning, Jeff. That festival was so amazing. Oh my goodness. There were dancers and drummers and sumo wrestling. I took some videos, so it'll be in my video tomorrow. Gotta cue it all up, fix it, make it pretty. But yeah, it was really cool. Alec and I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I ran into my good friend Ashley and her wife. That was super fun. She's a great cosplayer. It was just good. The whole thing was just really cool. So I was excited to just get to go again. DC has always been really great about like cultural festivals. I remember when we lived here when I was a kid with my mom. We used to go all the time. I had like a little tiny kimono for the festival, and then because they have the cherry blossom festival, which are trees for those who don't know. And it was just great. It was just great, honestly. I want you to be able to see the poster. It was very pretty. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've always been very happy to just be able to celebrate, like, just cultural celebrations that go on. They're always just a lot of fun. You get to try food, you get to meet people, and then culture, languages. They had like 5 stages. A few were performances, a few were musical. They had like traditional, and they had modern. So like J metal and J pop, as well as like traditional, like authentic, traditional, old school Japanese music. My favorite type of Japanese music throughout the years has been between their jazz scene is incredible and their disco scene was really cool actually. So if you ever get a chance to like look those up, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. It was very fun. Um, Yeah. For the most part, that has been what Alec and I have been looking forward to all week. It did not let down. My allergies were a little bad, but sometimes you just gotta suffer through to do something cool. So that's what I did. I got offered the opportunity to do a metal album's cover, so that's fun. I find it funny how like I'm slowly becoming like this album artist, which is interesting. Like I didn't think that would be. I didn't know that that was like what would stick with people so much recently, but it's a lot of people have been wanting me to do that. So that's what I'm doing for a little while. I've got a couple commissions still, obviously, in the works, and I'm excited about it. I'm really, really, really excited about it. It's always interesting to like run into people. It's interesting to be like recognized in public by people, but particularly like to just be out and about and just run into people you know. Like this week, I ran into Ashley, I ran into Carlos, I ran into Rocco, I ran into Billy. All like old friends and acquaintances from the last decade. So it's quite cool actually to just get the opportunity to run into everyone and just talk with them, see how they're doing. I talked to my cousin. Um, I mean, it's kind of a somber week at the same time. It's very much a somber week at the same time. Like, my dad's not doing well. He's back in the hospital. So, that's kind of scary. But, I don't know. I think I needed, like, the festival to go well because of everything that's happening with dad. And so, it didn't disappoint. Watching a sumo wrestling match from the first time live was really interesting. I remember last year they tried to. I love how like you think you have cut it far enough, but then you try to do stuff and it's like nope, still a solid piece. I'd never actually seen a sumo wrestling match up close. Like I'd seen them on TV, I'd seen them in the movies. YouTube, etc. But never live. It did not disappoint. It was really fun. They even allowed people from the audience to come out and try and wrestle some of the sumo wrestlers. It was pretty great. Of course, the adult men got beat by the sumo wrestlers. And then they had an actual sumo event, and then they allowed people from the audience if they wanted to try it out to try it out. That was cool. Then they allowed little kids to wrestle some of the sumo wrestlers, and of course the kids won. This one little girl won, and she jumped up and down with joy. Deeply enjoyable experience. This little kid, Gregory, little fro, little jeans, little striped shirt. He had to be like 5. He won his against this very big man from Virginia who was doing it, who was a sumo wrestler. It was cool. They have actual sumo events that happen in DC. annually, but they're very expensive. Like I feel like the seats are per person are like $180. A lot of times it comes with a meal, but it's just a lot of money, and it always comes at like a odd time, so you don't really have time to plan financially for it. So, in a gist, we didn't get to go that one, but we got to go to this one, and I didn't even know this one was going to happen. Actually, it's completely caught off guard by it, and it was amazing. I loved it a lot. It was funny. They were asking. Alec was like, "Yeah, you should think about maybe trying it out or whatever." And I was like, "Well, one, I'm like small, but you know, little did I realize there's weight classes. I didn't realize there were weight classes. But beyond that, I don't know that I would be able to do it because of stuff like this. I'd have to take my sensor out and pretty much just remove it. I can't really take it out and then put it back in. So I don't have one of those. They do make those where you can take them off, but I don't have one of those. And as it is said, those are expensive. So, but yeah, they have sensors that you can peel off and peel on. They don't pop into your skin like these do. And I think those are good for 6 months. Mine are good for about 13 days a piece. But, other than that, it was great. Honestly, it was just great. I had so much fun. They're DC Sumo, if you want to look them up. It's made of Americans from all backgrounds. It was really cool. They talked about the history of sumo, how it was like a martial art that they used to teach the samurai in hand-to-hand combat. And then it went away. I'm really hungry today. It went away after like the pistol and stuff like that came to Japan. So they didn't need to know hand-to-hand combat as much, which is interesting. So sumo is like kind of the start of like jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like all of it. It's just really good today. Move that way. Bam. It was just cool. It was really cool. I'm very happy I got to be a part of it. Even in the audience. A lot of cheering, a lot of yelling, type of stuff. I've always been very fascinated with the sumo. I think they're just very interesting on so many levels. Partially because, there we go. Got to see over this guy. I haven't come up with a name yet. We're working on one. We're workhouse. We're shop working a name. We'll let Tom name him. So yeah, it was just kind of one of those really cool things. I thought one of the interesting things about sumo in Japan, on a very basic level, is that it's a celebration of big bodies. which I think is something that like America really lacks. So I'm always really happy to see it all just kind of come together the way it does, you know? Like it's interesting. It's very kind of it's uplifting in a lot of ways. And they're women, they're female sumo, they're male sumo. There's a whole lineage of lots of things. So I just think it's cool. It's very cool. I celebrate them. So today's gonna be interesting. I gotta break down a bunch of boxes. I gotta throw a bunch of stuff out, mostly in recycling. Really, throw out is probably not the right term. Recycle. Um, and then I'm going to go to the art store, get some more paper. I'm gonna try and read some more of my B book that Milo gave me for my birthday a month or so back, a month ago. And I just think it's interesting. It's got all these like cool little drawings and illustrations, and it's all about bees. You've seen me for a while now. I'm fascinated with bees. I just think they're cool. I think they have these very interesting little lives going on. And they said the bee population is actually getting better in the world, in the country. So I'm excited about that. For a while, they had there's a disease going through the bee colonies, and it was partially because of like insecticides, but also like there were invasive species and all these things, like a fungus going to hives. So all these bees were dying. These colonies were just dying overnight, and so they've been working really hard to fix that. And I really love that. I think that's so cool. I've obviously done some bee work, some bee posters and paintings and stuff as the years have gone by. So if you like any of that stuff, you're welcome to check it out on any of my major platform stuff. There's links. There's links everywhere. I want to say there's even a digital version you can buy on my Patreon. So that's cool. Yeah. I don't know what else is going on. You know, like you think about it and you're like, what would be cool? I saw this thing today on Instagram that has inspired me to do this. You take a picture of something like a wall, and then you go home and then you digitally make a mural, and then you show it to the owner of said wall and go, "Hey, this would be really cool," you know. And it works like a business card. You can email it. You can put it online. You can do all types of cool stuff. So I think I might just do that a little bit today. I might walk around, take some photos of some places, and then just go with it, you know? Just see all these fun little things that are happening or could be happening potentially. And I don't know, it's exciting. It's an exciting concept in my mind. So, yeah. I keep wanting to call him Daryl, but his name's not Daryl. He's not a Daryl. Oh, this is a hat, by the way. The lady was funny. She was like, "Oh yeah, he looks like Tom." It's just kind of funny. She was like, "Oh yeah, this is great. You can put this on your cat." And I was like, "Yeah, my cats would be very upset with that, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna let this guy rock his very unique hat of a strawberry. For those who haven't realized, it's strawberry. And yeah, so." Boop. Anyways, I'm really just trying to focus this month. I'm writing out all the plans. I've got a new schedule that I want to do for the Patreon. I've got a lot of like channel things I want to hit as far as stuff for the YouTube channel. I want to do more of my website. Just all types of stuff. It's important. So, I hope you're well, Galeras. I hope you have a great breakfast. I hope you have a great day. As you know, finished my breakfast. The show was basically over. So yeah, have a wonderful day. Have a good lunch. Have a good dinner. Have a good week. And I'll see you next time. Same painter channel, same painter time. All right, Galeras. All right. Ciao. Mwah. Much love.
all day.